some marbles for you too. And Miss, I'm gonna make you host right now. And so she comes and she brings us some more marbles. So now she had all of these marbles, right? She had the ones that she originally had, and then she got more from Avril. And I'm like, wow, really, this is getting to be much. So when our little cousin Sierra came, she was like, I want to have marbles too. And Tiana was so kind. She gave her 9 marbles to start off her collection. So I was like, Tiana, that was beautiful, so generous of you. And I decided to write a problem that could help me figure out how many marbles Tiana would have now. So I wrote this problem, and it says Tiana collected 18 marbles on Tuesday. Avril gave her 15 more on Wednesday. Tiana then gave 9 of her marbles to Sierra because she didn't have any left. How many marbles does Tiana have left? Sean, can you read a problem to us again, please?
Tiana collected 18.
Look at it on your paper. I want to show you my hand movements that are going to help me understand. So get Tiana collected 18 marbles, okay?
On Thursday, Aurora gave her 15 more marbles on Wednesday. Tana then gave 9 of her marbles to Sarah because she didn't have any left. How many marbles does Tina have left?
Nice job, Sean. Thumbs up to Sean for telling us our story. Umu, why don't you give it a try? Tell us our story. Remember, these hand movements are there to help us with understanding. So as we do them, think about what's happening in the problem. Go ahead, Umu.
Tiana collected 18 marbles on Tuesday. Avril gave her 15 more on Wednesday. Tiana then gave 9 of her marbles to Sierra because she didn't have any left. We want to know how many marbles does Tiana have left?
So we have this situation. I'm going to show you the story on my camera again. I wonder, given what's happening here, Tiana collected 18 marbles on Tuesday and Avril gave her 15 more marbles. And then Tiana gave 9 of her marbles to Sierra. Will Tiana have more or less than 9 marbles? Will Tiana have more or less than 9 marbles? Cameron, what do you think?
I think they're gonna be less.
Why?
I think there's gonna be less because Tiana gave 9 marbles to Sierra, and then it's taking away.
Do you remember the problem we did earlier this week? We came to the conjecture, according to Sergio, that sometimes we might have to do more than one function or one operation when we're solving for a problem. Did this remind anybody of that conjecture? Ibrahim, this is class time. How does this remind you of that conjecture that Sergio told us, that Sergio told us all about? Camille?
The conjecture is like this one because first you had to add 18 and 15.
Oh, wait. Please don't tell us what you plan to do because everybody might plan to do something different. So you can tell us what's happening in the situation that makes you feel that way. Go ahead.
So what happened? Is that what's happening in the problem is that Ti- Ti- Tiana collected Tiana collected 18 marbles, and then Ariel gave her 15 more, and
Scarlett,
then
find your seat, please.
Tiana gave 9 marbles to Sunny.
So what I'm hearing from Camille is that Tiana collected 18 marbles, Avra gave her 15 more, and then Tiana gave 9 away. Camille was able to notice and pull out the most important details in this problem. What does this problem want us to figure out, Jose? Jose V?
I have a question.
First, answer my question. What does this problem want us to figure out?
This problem wants to figure out how many marbles do Tia have less.
Okay. Jose, I'm going to call on you in a minute, but I want everybody to have an opportunity to get started work. We're not going to go breakout rooms. We're going to stay right here. Your job is to take the next 5 minutes to figure out this situation. As you work, your teachers will be walking around, talking to you, maybe chatting to you individually as needed, and really thinking about who's focused the entire time so we can get a scholar to pick the best solution. Ready? Okay. Super mathematicians, go! Who's the brainiest kid around? Jose, yes?
Can I charge my laptop because it's slowing down?
Yes, but you need to still be able to stay on it. So make sure you charge it in a way that you can still be on it, okay?
Okay.
Ooh, I'm confident that I'll be able to call on Hudson. He looks like he's working hard on this problem. I also hope we remember about showing all our labels, making sure that we can tell what our counting is and that we have organized work. Zalia, focus on your working, please.
And you take it
Oh,
off.
Jacob, what did you start with?
What did I start with is that I put 18 in a bubble, and then I put I put 15 more, and then
Okay.
You take it off. You
and
take it off.
and
Let
then
him do his work.
and
Go
then
ahead, baby.
I took off 9
Why'd you do that?
because I know that because I did that because we know that Sarah
I lost you. Where'd you go?
wanted some marbles, and then Tina gave away 9 of her marbles.
Okay. So I like the way you're making sure that you're showing all the steps in the problem. I look forward to seeing your work. Make sure that you've labeled all of your counting so that you're ready to tell exactly how you know. Looking good. Klaus, how did you start?
I solved by
Not
I
solve, like, what did you do first?
first I put 18 circles, then I put a plus sign, then I put 15 more circles.
Why'd you do that?
I did that because Diana collected 18 marbles.
Amani, we just got off
and-
break. This is work time.
And Arvo gave her 15 more marbles
Okay.
on Wednesday.
As you do that, when we focus on when we start strategies, think about what you did that helped you solve and what you can learn from the different strategies we'll present. Looking good. We have 1 minute left. In this 1 minute left, make sure that you have your labels on all of your drawings and that you have an equation that matches your problem. Oh, okay, scholars, I apologize. I had it on mute when the timer went off. Please put your pencils down. Show me that you're ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm looking for all hands folded, facing forward. Jacob, I notice your eyes are to the side, my dear. I want to see your eyes on the video because that shows me that you're listening. Thank you. Also waiting for Mamadou. Maria looks 100% ready. Superstar status. Amelia looks 100% ready. Superstar status. Hudson, can you retell us the problem, please?
The problem was that Tina collected 18 marbles on Tuesday. Ira gave her
Avril, sorry.
Ira gave her 15 more marbles on Wednesday. Tina then gave 9 of her marbles to Sierra, because she didn't have any marbles left.
Jacob, what number sentence matched this problem?
What number sentence
The
matches
number sentence that matches this problem is
the number sentence that matches this problem is I think it's 18 plus 15.
18 what?
18 plus 15.
18 what? 18 monkeys, 18 oranges.
18 marbles and plus 15 more marbles and minus 9 of her marble that she took away, and it equals
Question mark here. It equals question mark because that's what we're searching for. Great job creating a equation that matches the problem. So scholars, once you notice that this problem has addition and subtraction, you may have noticed that this was, Hudson, I need you, a part A and B problem. How many of you were able to identify there was a part A and B? As I walked, I conferenced with a couple of scholars and I wrote down what I saw them doing. I want to share these strategies with you. What I need you to do right now is put your pencils down, fold your hands, and make sure you're completely focused. We'll call the first scholar Purple. So Scholar Purple realized that the first thing that they needed to do in order to solve was combine 18 and 15. She wrote the equation 18 plus 15 Fatu equals question mark. When she wanted to represent 18, she drew 1 10 and 8 ones. Then to represent 15, she drew 1 10 and 5 ones. She then chose to add them all together by first adding the 10, 10, 20, and then adding the ones. She started going 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. She received the answer 33 marbles. Give me a thumbs up if you recognize that there was going to be that she had 33 marbles. But then Purple said there's a part B to this.
Because
For
she,
part B, she realized that she was starting with 33, but now she's at 33, but she needed to take away 9. She started drawing her 10 sticks again. She drew 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 30. Said, I need to take away 9. She took away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That left 4 on one 10 stick. When she counted, 10, 20, and 4 more made 24. She figured out that Tiana had 24 marbles left. 24 marbles is today's answer. Give yourself a pat on the back if you wrote 24 marbles as today's answer. Then I called on one of our young men. I'll call him Green. And he said, I did the same thing, but I did it a little differently. He said, well, I knew that I was going to have to combine 8 and 15 first, but I didn't want to have to draw 18 if I already know I'm starting at 18. So I put 18 in a bubble. Then I drew 15. I drew 1 10 and 4 ones. When I added them together, I said 18 and 10 is 28. And then I had to switch and count by ones. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. I figured out that first Tiana had 33 marbles. I knew there was a part B too. I drew 33 by putting 10 10 sticks and 3 ones. But then I knew I had to take away 9. Taking away 9 is almost like taking away a whole 10 sticks. So I took one of my 10 sticks and I took everything away except 1. Now I counted them like this: 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And that's how I knew that there were 24 marbles. Tiana had 24 marbles left. Scholars today, we saw 2 different scholars, Purple and Green. I'm not going to tell you which superstars from you they are. Your teachers know who they are. So they did superstar work. Our job right now is to compare their work so we can figure out what we can learn from them. I can tell you that these scholars did very similar work because they both broke down that 3-number equation into a part A and a part B. But look at how they work differently. Let's focus on our part 1, part A's first. Everybody think. Your teachers will think of who's looking like the best scholar in order to call on you. Both of these scholars we know did correct work because they both got to the same answer. What can Purple learn from Green today? What can Purple learn from Green? Looking for a strong hand. Zachariah looks strong. Zachariah?
That you can.
I'm sorry, Zachariah. Unfortunately, some scholars are used writing on with their pencils. Ibrahim Sacco, which means that they're not as focused as they could be. Everybody, please put your pencils down and give Zachariah your undivided attention. Go ahead, Zachariah.
That you can put 18 in a bubble and count 10 so it can be 28 and then 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
Zachariah said that we can do this. Since we saw both of these scholars get to the same answer, we already know that we can do this. But we're looking to see what math skills we can gain to be better mathematicians. Right now, I can say that Scholar Green, the scholar who's being represented by Green, did work that was a little higher than Purple's work. So I'm wondering, what can Purple learn from Green that will help her solve her problem next time? Sergio? I'm sorry. Sergio, I can't unmute you, which makes me think you've touched the screen. Please unmute yourself. Sergio.
What purple can learn from green is that sometimes you could start with the number so it could be shorter.
How does starting with a number make the work shorter, or what we might even call faster? Looking for a hand that's saying? Camille?
It's faster because when you put the number in a bubble, you don't need to draw that number.
So our conjunction might be here. It is faster to just start at one number. Everybody think, how will you bring this idea into your work tomorrow? Imagine if I gave you another problem like, what's my favorite number? 56 plus 11. How would you solve a problem like 56 plus 11, demonstrating the conjecture that we reached today? I'm looking for a hand who's showing me that they're strong and second grade ready. Ellie?
Yes, put 56 in the bubble and then put 11 circles.
11 circles, or I just had 10 sticks, so I'm gonna do 10 sticks.
Okay.
Very nice. Scholars, today we reached a conjecture. Looking at, we kind of reviewed a conjecture from last week or earlier this week, where we actually learned that sometimes a problem has more than one step. We saw, I think it was Jacob, write a great equation that figured out that we had to add and subtract. Then the scholars that your teachers and I chose showed their work using a part 1 and a part 2 or part A and B system. When we looked at purple's work compared to green's work, we actually are able to figure out that while both of these got them to the right answer, it was easier to start at a number instead of having to draw it all over again. Ellie told us that tomorrow, when he has another problem, instead of drawing on both numbers, he can just start at the number he knows. Now you have a few minutes to revise your work to show what we learned here. If you already did something like conserving a number, you can even turn it to the next side and start explaining. You're now working for the next silent 3 minutes until we move into close reading. If you have questions, this is also an excellent. I don't know how much of that I was muted for. Was I muted for most of what I just said?
No, you're fine.
Okay, great. Camille?
Can I please use the bathroom?
Camille, this is not bathroom time. I need you to focus on your work. I'm gonna let you go now, but you need to start controlling your body to go when it's time to go, quickly. Amelia, how will you revise your work?
I would revise my work by adding a second strategy.
Which strategy would you use? Which was the best strategy we looked at?
My strategy would be
Kingston, why don't you support us? How will you revise your work?
How I would revise my work is use another strategy.
What strategy?
I will use that one.
Please explain to us what it is that you're going to do next, that you're going to do differently. Mohammedan, I'm also looking forward to getting to you next. Kingston, what strategy will you use? Which strategy are you revising your work with?
The instruction I'm gonna revise my work with is the one with the blue handwriting.
So when I'm asking you to explain it, will the color help me know what it is that you're gonna do?
No.
No. Mohammedan, help support. Give me a moment to find you on my screen. If you see him first, please unmute him. Mohammedan, I think you're now unmuted. What strategy will you use next time we have a problem?
I think when we have a problem, we'll use
You're breaking up, dear. Okay, scholars, it's time to move into close reading, and I don't want to take up extra time. But you might say tomorrow, because our conjecture was that it's faster to just start at one number, and Sergio told us we should do that instead of drawing it out. You might say something like, tomorrow, I'm going to start at the biggest number instead of drawing it out. Everybody commit to that, put your fingers to your head. Tomorrow, I will start at the biggest number instead of drawing it out. Okay, scholars, please say good afternoon.